I'm the Mademoiselle in sa deuxième channel. As you guys can tell by today's title, we're going to be doing another voodoo story time. This one is about Lougawous. If you didn't watch any other videos that I've done on Lougawous, make sure you guys head down to the links in the description. I'm going to link them down below, but just in case I don't, or I forget, or something happens, just type in Chronicles of a Zo, Lougawou, and the videos will pop up. Now, I will say Lougawous have to be probably one of my favorite mythical or Haitian beings. It's just, I don't know, they're so interesting. The only part I don't like is the fact that they have to feed on babies, okay? But there have been stories of them doing some good, but unfortunately, a lot of them are bad. A lot of you guys always comment and you're like, oh my God, why do they have to feast on innocent beings? I'm not a fucking mumbo. Why y'all asking me? Go find a mumbo and ask them, okay? Like typically people are turned into Lougawous as a form of punishment. And yeah, I mean, I'll say that is some fucked up shit. Like to live the rest of your life knowing that you will die if you don't eat babies. Yeah, that's crazy. But very, very fascinating stories come from the whole Lougawou clan. You feel me? So before we get started, please take notice that I have opened the channel memberships for this channel. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. And for those of you guys who want to support some more and want insights into my spiritual journey, as well as other spiritual stories that are not going to be posted on this channel, please make sure you guys go and you join. All you guys have to do is go to the YouTube channel and click the join button. If you do not see it, that means you have to do it via desktop. I'm sorry, annoying. YouTube does too much. But thank you guys so much in advance. Thank you guys so much if you are on the Patreon. And just thank you so much for clicking on this video. Do not forget to leave a like on your way out. So this story starts off with a family of 3, right? We're going to name the boy Canon because I'm filming on a Canon camera, right? They had a son and it was a guy and a girl. I mean, the parents don't really matter too much. We're just going to say mom and dad, and then the boy's name is Canon, right? So Canon had to be about 11 to 12 years old, and Canon was dizzard, okay? He was rude. He was bad as shit. He always was stealing something. He was always hitting somebody's kid. Like, he's what a lot of us in America would call bad as fuck. Canon was literally a loose cannon. He did too damn much. He was always in somebody's face. He was always doing something he wasn't supposed to do. And unfortunately, because of this, his parents were like very, very sick and tired of him and just didn't believe anything he said and honestly didn't take him seriously. Keep that in mind because it is important for the rest of this story. So Canon, being a menace to society, would always bother the next door neighbor. Now, the next door neighbor was actually very, very ancient to the town. Now, you guys are probably like, what do you mean ancient? I'm talking about like nobody knows how old this man is. We just know he's super old, okay? Nobody knows if he's 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, but he's been around for way too long to still be around. But everybody kind of just minds their damn business, okay? He's a very nice guy. He literally babysits kids in the neighborhood. He does so much for everyone all the time that it's just like, I mean, no one really questioned the fact that he's probably been alive for the past 200 years, but he's lived in that house for literally a very, very long time. And people have speculated that he has to be some sort of spiritual being or some way, somehow he's unlocked the fountain of youth, because even though he's been around for so long, he looks very young. And again, nobody knows how old he really is, but nobody is going to ask any questions because he's not causing any problems. He's a grown one. He's an elder. So nobody really does anything but, you know, respect the old man because shit, whatever. But unfortunately, Canon was out here doing the most, okay? Canon would go over there and break into the house and steal stuff. Canon would make fun of the old man. Canon would go into the yard and pick with the animals, throwing rocks at them, all types of shit, okay? And it's very ridiculous because unfortunately, we all know how Haitian moms especially can be with their sons. A lot of Haitian parents in general will literally see no wrong that their son does. Like they have a boy and it's like that boy could commit murder and it's like, it's the other person's fault that he murdered them. What did they do to my boy? Like, I swear to God, it's so irritating. Like, and y'all are probably like, well, it's just like that in the Black community. No, it's worse with Haitians. Like I'm talking about, like it is worse. Like, and it's already really bad in the Black American community. Haitians are horrible with that shit. Like it's ridiculous. So obviously, naturally, the old man goes and he's like, obviously the old man goes to Canon's parents and says like, listen, your son is doing too much. Your son is wreaking havoc on my house. He's stealing stuff. He's breaking in. He's doing the most. Like, can you control him? And they're like, oh no, it's not Canon. It's probably, you know, you're probably the one bothering him. Like, honestly, they were of no help. Okay. They're fucking ridiculous. But obviously they did tell Canon like, yo, stay out of homeboy yard. If you're going in the yard, you need to stay away from the yard. We're sick and tired of him complaining to us about you. And there's no reason reason for you to be over there anyway. And of course, him being him, oh, I'm not in the yard. I don't know why he lying on me. Whatever. Yeah, one day the old man goes out of town, and yeah, I didn't give him a name because for what? Okay, the old man. Okay, the grown one who goes out of town for about a week. Okay, he went to another part of Haiti. He said he was visiting like a sick relative or whatever the case may be. So obviously this is a free for all for Canon. Canon decides to go into the yard and steal the eggs that the chickens or hens or roosters, one of them damn birds, I don't remember, it was one of those, had laid. Now, the thing about this is he had a lot of animals back there, like a lot of different animals. But the thing is, a lot of people noticed that he had animals that would come in on rotation, but like you would never see them come out. Like it was weird. It's like he had a farm, like he had like kind of like a farm, but not really. Like he didn't have a stable. He didn't have like shit for them to eat or anything like that. Like he didn't have hay. He didn't have anything like any of the essentials that you would have at a farm. But he always had different types of animals. But the animals were coming in there in rotation. But like sometimes you wouldn't even see them go out. It's not like he would kill them and eat them and sell them or anything like that. It was very weird. But again, people were minding their own business. Okay, Canon went, stole the eggs. Obviously, homeboy comes back, the grown one comes back, the old man comes back, and he's like, what the fuck? Like, where are my damn chickens? At this point, he's pissed. He's like, I'm sick and tired of this damn kid coming in my yard. He goes to the kid's parents and it's like, listen, why is your kid always coming in my yard? Like now he's stolen my eggs. Okay, I was expected to come back to at least 20 eggs. He had like 5 or 6 chickens and there was like over 2 dozen eggs and he stole like 20 of them. So he's like, listen, this is getting out of hand, and if you don't handle it, I'm gonna handle it. Of course, the parents being the parents, especially the mom. Oh, he didn't steal your eggs. I didn't see no eggs. I don't know what the fuck this boy did with the eggs. More than likely, he probably sold the eggs, to be quite honest with you, because the kids are like, because the mom and dad are like, what eggs are you talking about? You're just trying to accuse him of doing things. Like, you need to better watch your property. Like, they out here catching attitudes with this old man for zero reason. Like I said, everybody really, really respected this man. And another thing I did forget to add, like, they were new to this community, okay? Canon and his parents had kind of just moved there from another area of Haiti. So it's like, I guess they weren't privy and they weren't told about the semantics. Like, leave the old man alone. So, of course, Canon's sitting there crying, doing the most, acting like he didn't do anything. When we all know that little boy's a menace to motherfucking society. And yeah, like things kind of just start getting real crazy after that, right? So again, grown one goes, leaves, goes out of town. Now, mind you, this is something he does all the time, right? Sometimes he's going for 1 week, 2 weeks, a month, sometimes an entire season. And nobody really asks him where he's going because he always says like, oh, I'm wide away from me. And like, I'm about to go see my family. My sister lives in blah, blah, blah. So one day, Canon, being the loose cannon that he is, goes out, but at this time sneaking out. Like, it is nighttime. It is the time that I always tell you guys not to go out, especially in Haiti or any Caribbean or African country, right? Do not go out at night because that is the time for the spirits. That is the time for whatever the fuck, okay? You do not go out at night. And of course, there's always you people that want to be so different and so special. Oh my God, I went out at night in Nigeria and I have a problem, okay? Lucky you. You want a pate, bitch? You want a cookie? You didn't die. The point is, it's not something you should be doing in a general sense, going out at night. Let's be for real. You shouldn't. However, if you're in another country and that is not your native land, you shouldn't be doing it. And then on top of that, because of all the spiritual activity and the things that really will fucking kill you, you shouldn't go out at night. So stop with the, but I did. Oh, but when I don't care. I'm trying to warn the people that don't want to die. I'm trying to warn the people that are more than likely not going to be as lucky as you. Okay, so feme jolo. Anyhow, he ends up trying to sneak out of his house, and he realizes that as he's walking, he's not going anywhere. He's going up the street. He's going left, turning right, going up around, going through some trees, some way, somehow landing right back at his house. So at this point, he's like, this is fucking weird. Like, why is it that I keep landing back at my house? But not only that, he lived in like a cul-de-sac type vibe. Like the way the houses were set up, it was like the neighbor's house and then it was his house. No matter how many, whatever he did, he realized he was right back in the front of his house. But he noticed the only house he did see was the house next door, which was the grown house, was the old man's house. And he's just like, why is this the only house that I see? Like, I know for a fact, like, I know this is my house and I know I'm confused. So why was Canon trying to sneak out, y'all? Canon wanted to sneak and go get more shit from the old man's house, okay? From what I understand, he had like loads of other stuff besides just chickens. So like he would always go in there and like steal food and steal milk, and bro, the kid is fucking annoying. And the thing is, it's not like his parents were poor and they didn't have much, and it's not as if the old man wasn't out here watching people's kids, giving and sharing and making food for everyone in the neighborhood as well. He was just being greedy as hell, and I honestly think he was just selling the stuff. That's the only thing that would make sense, because his parents kept saying they didn't see shit, but at the same time, I feel like they did. I don't know, because parents like that annoy me. Like, if you're not going to handle your child and someone has to handle them, then you deserve everything you get. But anyhow, so at this point, he starts getting a little freaked out, but he starts noticing there's movement in the Grumwoon's house. And what did I tell y'all? The Grumwoon is not in town, okay? So at this point, he sees the house, and he sees a lot of movement. He sees lights, and he hears like noise, and he's like, okay, the 11-year-old being the 11-year-old, and honestly, he was gonna go there to steal some shit anyway, walks in the house, and he sees a bunch of animals in the house. I'm talking about a goat, a cow, chickens, cats, dogs, whales. Let me stop, not whales, but like he sees all these animals, and he's just like, what the fuck? Like, and mind you, this is a really small house from the outside, but when you walk into the inside, it's big. Well, at this point it was, because he's been in the house so many times before. However, at this current instance, he's never seen the inside of the house look like that. So at this point, like literally he walks in the house, and it looks like a fucking like mansion on the inside. And it's just like animals, they're dancing, and there's a fire in the house. Now, the crazy part about this is the house is a wooden house, okay? It's not, there's no chimney or anything like that. Like, so the fire is in the middle of the house. The animals are dancing around, making noise, doing the most. And he literally opens the door, and he goes inside, and now the animals look at him. And their face goes from, I guess, happiness and joy from dancing around the fire to pure disgust and hatred that he just came here and destroyed what they had going on. At this point, the kid is screaming. Now the animals are screaming. Okay, you hear a bunch of moos and caca and a whole bunch of crazy shit. Okay. And now the house goes up in flames. So now he starts running, and he runs back to his house, and his parents are looking at him like, what is wrong with you? And why are you yelling? Like, why are you making so much noise? And he's like, I was at the house next door, and there's animals dancing around a fire. The house is on fire. Like, he is literally trying to tell his parents, but like the words aren't coming out. And at this point, as they're coming out, they're sounding fucking nuts. So his parents are just like, didn't that man tell you not to go over there? Why are you even out at night? They're not hearing what he's saying. I just saw it come. Look. They look outside. There's no fire. There's no animals. There's no nothing. The house is quiet. Okay, the house is done up. There is nothing going on at this house. So see, Canon not stupid, right? Anytime Canon goes out, whether it's daytime, nighttime, he always has his little like slingshot situation. I didn't even know kids in other countries played with slingshots. For some reason, I always thought it was just an American thing, but I don't think it was exactly a slingshot. It was something that like would just launch things. So we're just gonna call it a slingshot. So he would always bring his slingshot as a little weapon or whatever. Sometimes he had a little stick, right? One of the animals kind of comes to him. It's like this bird. Okay, but not like any bird, like a big ass bird. Like the bird is the size of a fucking toddler. And him being scared, he takes this slingshot and he hits it. Okay, he hits the bird, and you know, he runs out the fucking house. Keep that in mind. So at this point, the kid is terrified. Okay, the kid is like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, and I'm not going outside for the rest of my life at this point. So he keeps looking out the back door, like he's peeking, but he's just like, I'm not trying to go back outside. So let's say maybe a day or two later, the grown woman comes back, right? Old man comes back to the house, and he kind of has like a cast on, right? Like he's walking around with a cast. And, you know, other people in the neighborhood, they're talking to him. They're like, yo, what happened? Like, what happened to your arm? Like, what's wrong with your arm? And they're like, he's like, oh, I thought I'm fine. Like, you know, I just fell a little bit. You know, I'm good, y'all. And at this point, the boy is like, how you go on vacation? Or, I mean, I guess you go see family, and this happens to you. Now, one day, like maybe a day or so after he's come back, he goes to the parents' house, and he's like, oh, you know, como no ye, thank you for keeping your kid out of my yard. But he kind of like, he said it very sarcastically. And they were like, yeah, actually about that, about 2 days ago, he was outside. I mean, he wasn't in your house or anything. Like, you know, he was outside. He said your house was on fire. He said, fire? Nope. Nobody else in the town told me about a fire. Like, I don't think I heard anything about a fire. That's very strange. I don't know. And they was like, oh, well, what happened to your, he's like, oh, I fell, you know, I had a little accident. And they're just looking at him like, oh, okay, that's very weird. So you guys would think that the shit is over, right? Y'all. The old man goes and he files a police report. And in the police report, he says that the kid hit him with a rock, like with the slingshot little mechanism situation, and it broke his arm. Now you guys were like, how the fuck does a rock break your arm? It doesn't, okay? A human arm. You throw a rock at somebody, more than likely it's not gonna break their arm. If you throw a big enough rock with enough force at a bird, it might fuck up their wing. What did I say, right? He had a slingshot and he hit one, or whatever the fuck it was, and he hit the bird in the house. The bird was the neighbor. He was this entire time. I don't know why the fuck the village people let a Lougawou live in their town, because typically Haitians will kill them. I guess in certain cases, Lougawous don't have to eat babies. Maybe there's another thing that they could eat. Can somebody comment down below and let me know, because I have heard of Lougawous living a really long time and not eating babies. I don't know what the fuck they're eating. I should ask my dad next time I talk to him, because I'm gonna call him in a few and be like, yo, what these niggas be eating? Because that is like, that shit was crazy to me. Like, the man has lasted a very long time. Like, he's lived a very, very, very long time. He hasn't bothered anyone. He hasn't attacked any babies. He's actually watched kids and people trust him. But in this case, yeah, he got fed up with the kid and he filed a police report. The kid gets in trouble. The parents get in trouble, and it becomes this whole thing. And he's just like, I did not hit that old man. Like, he wasn't even in town. And that's when people start putting shit and shit together. They're like, oh my God, the kid saw him in his Lougawou form. And at this point, that's when I realized, hearing the story, like, wait, what the fuck? They let a Lougawou live in a town? Like, this shit don't make sense to me. So yeah, the kid saw the old man in his Lougawou form and hit him in his Lougawou form, and it manifested in his human form. Now, this is a type of story that you'll hear a lot of different places. Like, there's so many stories of people catching Lougawous, hitting Lougawous, killing Lougawous, but it actually does kill the person. Like, whatever happens to you in your animal form will happen in your human form. So fast forward, from what I understand, the kid did stay there, and I think eventually they ended up being cool or whatever. I feel like that whole situation with the fire and and all the animals or whatever dancing was just to scare the kid. Oh, he was scared, all right. He was scared straight. He never really did anything like that again. He wasn't breaking into people's houses. He never went back to the old man's house to do the most. So yeah, moral of the story, mind your fucking business. Okay, mind your business. Luckily, he didn't eat the damn kid, but the kid was too big to eat. So I mean, it's just it's really, really interesting to think, like, damn, like, you was doing all of this. If you was younger, you probably would have been fucking chop suey. Okay, you would have been in his soup jumeau. All right, like, you're doing too much. So with that being said, comment down below. Have you ever heard any similar stories like this? Does where you're from have things such as Lougawou? What do you think about them? Or what is your favorite mythical creature? Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. A lot of you guys are watching the videos, but you're not liking, you're not commenting, you're not doing anything. It helps my channel a lot when you smash the like button or leave a comment. And I really don't want to have to keep saying it. But with that being said, I'm going to see y'all in the next one.